Hello everyone, welcome to the channel, and this time we are going to repair a Turmix extractor because this is the failure that it makes, or it sounds very ugly when trying to start, and it practically does not start with the speed that it should be. This makes it already with weight or something. Whether it does not work or does not start at the speed it should be, then we are going to proceed to uncover it because it looks even with its hand as it is heard. This can be a problem with valeros, with bushings, rusty machine, or that something is rubbing or that it is already flat. Burned the fields, but it is difficult because if it did not smell, or it would make an uglier buzzing, not like to rub well, and we can already see that the machine is apparently fine. Then we are going to remove the machine as well in this lower part where the armor goes. If you can notice, there is a little hole that I just positioned. Here we put the screwdriver to be able to remove the couplet from the top. I also remind you that if you like my content, then like it, comment, share, subscribe if you have not done it, especially give it like. That helps us to be more positioned on YouTube and then reach more people so that they also save a little money or learn to do a job. Also, if you want to support me, in the description you can make a donation by PayPal in account. You can also be a member or use my TikTok code for you to receive money, and most importantly, if you have any doubts, the Facebook that is in the description, there can be a little more personalized the help. Here you have to be very careful because these clamps have touched me that always or almost always a lot. Technical, break this part because it is antimony. If you do a lot of leverage, that is, if you exert the force on the bridges, which is the part of antimony or cast iron, as they call it, and it will break, then I just look quite easily with a pair of tweezers. And quite quickly, that is, there is not so much anger just sticking it up and everything comes out slowly. It is not to despair when you are having a hard time disassembling, it is that you are doing it wrong. Usually in that type of device everything always comes out smooth. When disassembling we check that no flat we lose, or we have to see where they were going to check the position there is. As we can see, it has water, has humidity. Well, that is a natural rust because when washing it or something has to throw liquid because it began to rust. Then here the damage to the bushings as well as me. The customer comments that they were supposedly changed, but here they did not change anything. They only poured a lot of oil on it. And remember that if a bushing is going to do a good job when it is already bad, no matter how much oil you put on it, it will fail you. Quick, so learn to do a job well. And well, we remove this sponge that is like this. It is going to be used a lot. The bushings are already thrown away since they are no longer useful. They are not expensive, so we are talking that they have to come out the game in some. $5 or $6 more or less depending on where you buy it. Since we have clean all this area of the bridges, we are going to proceed to put the bushing. The bushings have position. Bring a little nut, and usually the nut goes towards this is not sorry and usually the eyebrow goes to the bottom. You saw here and there. To remove it I use an 1/8 bit. I also have some videos where I change bushings and everything. In case you want to check them, since it is on, we put the sponge because that's where we're going to refill with oil. That's practically like its oil reserve to always be lubricated. Also the other one, we check that it's in a good position, and that's it. Now we're going to proceed to rivet them. Usually the same. I use this 1/8 rivets the same. From a little bit of length so that they have a good exit from the bottom, and depending on the thickness of the bridges is what you are going to use the rivet, and we only put them and press them. It is very easy to change the hubs until the valeros change. Valeros is much easier, less time, since with a blow they come out and with a blow they enter, and that's it. But in this case, if I have had to change the hubs or end up breaking the hubs, this is the bridges, you just have to do it with very, very careful and a lot of patience, and you will be good. This type of work, as well as every time you disassemble something, you have to be cleaning everything so that it always looks good, as it looks shiny, clean. And then here we settle it with a few small blows, very soft, so that those tips do not remain and it will not come out with the vibration that no longer comes out. But the better it is, then more guarantees. Now to clean the reinforcement, I usually put it in a drill at low revolutions, and we are going to use sandpaper. Yes, You can 2000 or 1500 have told me that they don't because that wears out practically for wear and tear. You would have to spend hours sanding since these sandpapers, as I tell you, are practically used to polish as soon as the dirt is removed. There are times that you have to be a good time to remover little dirt then, or you can do it with thinner if you want and you feel more comfortable. The joke is that it is super clean, but also the sandpaper helps to sit and polish a little bit of impurities or blows. Now to assemble, because we only put oil, the flat washers too. To water the bridges, we also put it in the sponge that was left there. We also put a little oil. Remember that if I get stuck or get married a little, I work to talk. It is because it is also night and it takes me a long time to edit and also record the voice so that it is a little better and more explained. And well, leave your like because that motivates me to continue uploading this type of videos. And well, the assembly is quite easy. As we remove, we put again, you see that at the bottom from one of the bridges there was a screw. That screw is to give height to the armor. Also, that's how we're going to adjust the type of, that is, don't move it, but if they already moved it, that's where you play it so that the engine starts well. Or not, because there are times when nothing else is going to buzz and it is not going to start, so we check the position as we remove it. If you don't remember or you have a bad memory, always mark everything. I never mark anything, the truth, because I already remember where things go. And another, well, by intuition things always turn out well, at least if it's something of electronics. There I do frame or take photos. That the best thing to do is to take photos like this. You don't battle in that maybe you even made a mistake with something yourself, and then we lubricate everything well. Now we are going to put the staples that go on the sides, these staples that always give headaches to many, but well, as I say, there is no problem. We still push them back, and then with some pointed tweezers we may bend them again too. That they grab. Remember that this does not have to have a game, and if I see that I hit it, is just be careful. If you are going to hit it, know how to hit it so as not to break, because also if you break it they also sell all that, but well, the joke is to save as little as possible. As you can see here, look, with the tip tweezers making little doubles, it's pretty safe. You saw. Remember that we also handle the sale of spare parts and everything, so if you have any questions you can leave it on Facebook in a message there. I answer you practically always around here, you know that. I also answer, but then it is difficult for me to answer that since we are already many on the channel, or many comments practically you saw already, and it was already checked that the engine turns well like this freely if we do not tap it on the edges. That is why then to center a little more the shaft. This is the little screw that I tell you that you have to suddenly adjust, the one you see there in the center, but if you did not move it or they have not moved it, to not move it well adjusted. Now we proceed to assemble the base of the motor, which is the one that holds the engine and the armor. After this, all that remains is to assemble it, which is also quite easy as you removed it, so it is assembled. Look, we have it here ready and prepared, and now we are going to put it directly in its base. Let's put it together and everything, and then all that remains is to try it. We already have it here, and here as you can see, you can hear it even very clean, very free of everything. And well, this repair was quite good. Just listening to the noise that it makes, this engine was quite good. Well, I hope you liked it, and see you until next time. Ciao.